Hi, everybody. I'm Tammy Sirik, the founder of the Optimization Summits. And the Optimization Summits are different because I have this philosophy of I hear it, see it, and do it. So we've created a workshop-type format versus just a 1 hour-long seminar. And actually, Jason said one day that, yeah, Tammy's working my butt off. She's making me speak for 4 hours. Because I wanted you to have the opportunity to roll up your sleeves and really get it done with the rock stars of social media. And they're definitely here in this room. So thank you guys all for being here. So let's start out with just a real quick question about, and whoever wants to take the lead on this one would be great. Where's really social media going, social media marketing? I mean, we all know what's happening now, but where are we going with it?
Well, I've got the microphone, so I'll jump in. I've said all year this year that 2009 was the year of people getting sort of indoctrinated into social media, at least from a business standpoint. And I think 2010 is really the year of people figuring out how to use it, and not just use it for I've got a blog, I've got Facebook, I've got Twitter, but actually figuring out how to use it strategically to accomplish business goals. And I think that's what this particular conference is all about, and I think that's what the majority of businesses that are getting involved in social media today are really trying to figure out is how do we drive the bottom line? How do we move the needle? How do we evaluate? I know a lot of people like to talk about ROI. How do we evaluate ROI? How do we justify the expenditure? And I think that's what 2010 is about. But I think I would go a little bit further on that and say also that I also think that 2010 is the year that the general public sort of accepts social media, Twitter, Facebook, and whatnot, and also figures out that it's not about being a part of the next great thing, but finding these tools and figuring out how to use them to make their communications easier and more efficient with their friends and family and so on and so forth. I think you're going to see a lot of people start to unfriend folks on Facebook because now that we figured out how to use it, we realize, you know what, having 30 or 40 friends or 50 or 60 friends is okay. And it's not offensive if you don't friend someone. And I think we're going to start to see social media become much more efficient for everybody.
How do you feel about that, Gina, with people, the killer app is?
Yeah, I think it's great. But going off what Jason was saying, I think even larger brands are realizing that it's about getting back down into smaller conversations. That I think a lot of brands went out with this giant megaphone. It was like in the days of when I went to ad school, that my teacher said, make sure you don't just shoot a shotgun and just try to spray everyone. Try to aim your shots. Think like a bow and arrow. and I think that's what's going on. And I won't speak about a client of ours. I mean, say that who they are, except in my workshop. But then I'll say, and it's good. But they realize there's a lot of value in one-to-one conversations, and it goes to what Jason is saying. It's not about 1 million, 2 million fans for a brand. It's about really engaging, trying to be authentic, trying to have a value, and I think that's where this is going. At least it is for us this year. It's slowing down a little bit. It's not automatically. There's less brands or organizations coming to us saying, we want a social media tactic. They want more of a holistic view of all of their marketing. And then social media is going to fall in that. And I think that's awesome.
Max, so you're big into blogging and you're heavy into that expertise. How do you see that, the blogging being part of the whole social media thing? Because it has been argued before that I've heard people say, well, a blog isn't really part of social media, and I disagree. I think it's more the hub of that. And I think I see a lot of things you're doing. I mean, you have a lot of really good social interaction. How do you see that coming about?
I mean, I think a blog is a good place to have, like, your central hub. And I know a lot of people are wanting to go, like, towards towards Facebook, but the one thing I don't like about Facebook is that you don't control your content. If it's on a blog, you've got control over it. You can say whatever and if suddenly you've got all this time and energy invested in Facebook, you built up these connections, and then all of a sudden they decide they want to flip and change one of the rules, like when they made the change with promotions. Suddenly, yeah, they can just jerk the rug right out from under you. If you've got a promotion planned or if it's in the process, you might have to completely change what you're doing. So I think all these tools have value, but For me, I think that a blog, in most cases, is a good central hub. I mean, you can have all these tools, you can have them all work together, but I think that makes good sense for a good, like, landing point.
One question that one of our subscribers emailed me because I put it out there on Twitter and Facebook, what would you ask these people? And while we're on that, one of the questions was that should your blog automatically feed to your Facebook page, because you can connect them so it automatically does it? Or is it smarter to go in and post that blog yourself and instead of letting it automatically feed there? Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think it's okay if you let it automate, but I don't think you should just, like, for example, if you're using Facebook, I don't think it's a good idea to just shoot content over there and never look at it. Because if you're just doing that, I mean, what if people are like reacting to what you're saying? They're trying to get some conversation going, and they see that you're not trying to answer them. That's far worse than not having it. Because then you're sending the message that, hey, I don't care enough to talk to you. I just want to shoot this out, and hopefully it'll be some self-promotion for me. So if you're actually talking, I'm not here for that. I'm here for something else. I'm not here to talk to you. So.
Well, and I would add to that too. There's a lot of power in corporate blogging, and it's not just about getting your message out there. In fact, I've been involved with some research recently that shows that when you perform blogging from a corporate standpoint, you're not blogging for this community of avid fans and followers like you think you are, or like the social media purists say you are. You're actually you're actually providing content out there that the search engines love. And so if you look at, and this is a little key insight for you here, look at the first-time visitors to your blog. See what that statistic is. If you use Google Analytics, it's easy to find. If you use Web Trends, it's easy to find. First-time visitors to your blog is probably going to be higher than 70% for most corporate blogs. Probably higher than 80% for most corporate blogs. Mine, and thought leadership, sort of individual, I call them ego blogs. Those actually get a much less percent because there's a larger community there of people who sort of subscribe to your way of thinking. I still am at 69% of my visitors are first-time visitors, which means they're either coming to Social Media Explorer from a search result or from a link from someone else's website. They're not a member of my community. They don't know who I am. They don't know my ideals, anything of that sort. They're coming there because of a referral link or because of a search engine. And so your blog can be a powerful business driver if you understand who that audience is and you cater that content for that audience or for those search engines. Same thing with Facebook. I would always say that, like Max said, it's okay certainly to automate the posting of your blog to a note, but it's more powerful if you do it as dropping a personal link on your Facebook fan page so that it doesn't import the entire piece of content and drives people to your website where you can have calls to action, where you can control the environment, and where you can make people convert for your business. So I think that's what we're going to start seeing businesses understand more this year.
So what is the opportunity for brands out there now using the combination of the traditional marketing and this new media, social media marketing? What is the opportunity for brands out there?
The opportunity that social media presents as one piece of the overall marketing puzzle, one spoke on the wheel, is to bring a human face and a human voice of your business to your consumer. And that's what it brings, and quite frankly, I think that's all it brings. The rest of the marketing mix, the rest of the different tactics that you can use to bring people into the funnel and then put them through the bottom of the funnel to where they become the referral system for you and your community of ambassadors, that's all different pieces of the puzzle. Social media puts the human face on your company and makes people care about you as a brand, as a company, as a facet of their life, as opposed to just this monolithic logo or building that they refer to.